Hi, you guys. Good afternoon. Wanted to show you something I found. I was looking around for Steve Hobbs because it says Steve Douglas, aka, Steve Hobbs, aka Stephen Douglas. And then when you look up Steve Hobbs, he's a Democratic congressman. But this address, 1809 Glen Eagles Drive, right? It's like, look, Posey County Jail is right here. It's saying it's this, but also when you press this, it's also the same address. Let me see. Posey, remember, Ring Around the Rosie, Pocket Full of Posey, Posey County Jail, Ashes, Ashes, We All Fall Down, Steve Hobbs, okay? Steve Hobbs. He's a Washington, the first Steve Hobbs comes up is a Washington state senator. So I'm wondering why he is listed on that McKesson form claiming to be a debtor for somebody else's debt. I mean, maybe there's another Steve Hobbs. I'm not sure, but if there's like an AKA, this person would know that those debts were not mine. And I just find it very weird. Posey County Jail. Let's look it up. Brittle Bank Road. Weird. Mount Vernon. I mean, they're taking away your freedom, so it's just very weird that this is coming up on the same map as Steve Hobbs. I just find this to be very odd. Posey County Sheriff, Jail and Administrative Office. I wish I could read what that says. I think it says Sheriff Greg Cobb, but I'm not sure. I don't know how easy this is going to be to look up, but I'll just try this. See if it works. I know this person I'm supposedly married to is in jail. Keith Dwayne Ferris is supposedly in jail. Charles Ferris, the name of the father. Maiden name of mother is Linda Cook, U.S. Army. I mean, I don't know my inmate number. Posey County Jail. Sheriff's Office. Tom Latham. Jeremy Fortune. It's really weird. Maybe here. Let's see. Okay. So this is D. Wayne Ferris. So this isn't going through the Posey County Jail. It's going through another way. I don't even know what site this is. There's also a detention center right here and a white county jail. You guys, the white stuff, remember, white people are considered redundant. So they don't have any protection by law. And, you know, we got Cynthia Ruff filing forged documents to, you know, and I believe that we're in some kind of jail or detention center on paper, you know, even if we're not. That's what I believe. Let's see this. Hey, you guys. All right. Well, I also found this. Magdalena. Weren't we looking at Magdalena earlier on those cards? Administrator of community confinement. Community confinement is a community-based program which provides a sentencing option used by district superior and family courts for selected inmates who pose a manageable risk. I find this very weird. I find this very weird. I find the name interesting. Hey guys, I also found this pretty interesting thing. The Niagara campaign of 1759. Look at this. I want you to look at this. You know how people go on the internet? They're always like first. It's like these first papers are what they're using, you know, to do this. It was my privilege 1 year ago to accept on behalf of the Niagara Frontier Landmarks NFL Association, which NFL is, you know, NFL, a tablet marking the spot where General Scott stationed a battery at the opening of the Battle of Queenston, October 13th, 1812. In accepting the tablet, I made this remark. From our youth upwards, we have been told that the blood of the martyrs was the seed of the church. And pathetic as the thought may be, it would seem likewise true that all human progress and development have come largely through bloodshed and sorrow and suffering. Oh, God. A perusal of the history of the Western continent for a period of 300 years after Columbus first landed on its shores would lead almost to the conclusion that no epoch in the world's history and no clime or country could such a remark be more aptly applied than to the northern part of the same western continent, our home and our native land, now happily in the enjoyment of profound peace, and with a civilization and a development unparalleled in all the annals of time. With the incoming of the colonists, both to Virginia and the more rugged New England shores, came the conflict of arms for the possession of the vast and unknown and apparently boundless regions which stretched far beyond the limit of vision and exploration. I mean, you can read the whole thing, but it is very weird. Because these first papers, no power on earth has ever been able to withstand. And we trust that under divine providence, no power ever will be able to withstand that most gigantic agency for human progress. I mean, Anglo-Saxon aggressiveness. And so gradually, sorry guys if this is offensive, the red man was pushed back, striving at best he could in his blind way to resist the inevitable. The forests were leveled, the fields cultivated, and the area of the white man's occupancy more and more extended. Okay, so even in this paper, they're talking about crimes against a race by the white man. All right, so then they take women and they put them in some kind of, where they're not allowed to work. It's like they don't want us procreating because there's a breeding program where they just make more. I really believe they're making more children that they can do this to because of the amount that it's worth. And I really have concerns about who's being held as slaves by the Douglas Trust, Frederick Douglass Trust, under authority of the Federal Housing Authority and the IAEA, where they're faking crime, they're faking deaths under Cynthia Ruff's, power of attorney, faking deaths, forging names. And if you have a child who is suffering, somebody said that they feel like someone's making their child go crazy. That's a man, but still, I don't think it's only women this is happening to. Please go to each state and look up the Department of Corrections and look up that man's name, to see if he's being held somewhere in a community confinement or something, which it could be, it could be. The long and bloody 7 Years' War was not a contest for redress of grievances like the American Revolution of a later date, nor to prevent territorial absorption like the present Japanese and Russian imbroglio. There were no great principles at stake, as in the Civil War was our own land. There were encroachments by the French and perhaps trespasses on the part of each. In fact, disputes as to the boundary lines were ostensible cause of war. I mean, I kept thinking about that song that Cher did, Half-Breed. I just wonder if that it just meant something different than what we thought it meant, I want to look up that song. Half-Breed lyrics. My father married a pure Cherokee. My mother's people were ashamed of me. The Indians said I was white by law. The white man always called me Indian squaw. Half-breed, that's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I learned to hate the word. Half-breed, she's no good, they warned. Both sides were against me since the day I was born. So, maybe this meant something different than I first thought it meant, We never settled, went from town to town. When you're not welcome, you don't hang around. The other children always laughed at me. Give her a feather, she's a Cherokee. Half-breed, that's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I learned to hate the word. Half-breed, she's no good, they warned. Both sides were against me since the day I was born. It's really interesting, this song. And I don't know Cher's lineage. If she has American Indian in her or if she's Armenian. I don't know what her lineage is. I just wonder what this song really means now. So, God bless you guys. Talk to you later.